Hey friends, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Monique, aka Worldly Roxy, and I love all things fashion, travel, and lifestyle. While you're here, if you love the content, please consider giving this video a thumbs up. It really does help me know what kind of content you guys like seeing from me, as well as consider subscribing to my channel because I would love to have you as a part of the family. As you can see by the title of the video, today we're going to be discussing my experience traveling to the Nickelodeon resort in Punta Cana, Dominican Republic for my son's 6th birthday. If you want to hear all of the details, the costs, what was the food like, how the resort looked, stick around and I'll share all the details. Okay, so let's start with how this trip came about. I am the mom that likes to travel versus having birthday parties. So ever since my son was about 5, he's 7 now, we have been doing trips versus birthday parties. I've learned that my sweet spot or the groove is for us to just take a trip every year for his birthday versus doing a big expensive birthday party. I was just kind of looking around to see what our options were. Of course, I wanted the experience to be great for him as well as myself, but of course, more fun for him, more things for him to do. So as I'm searching the web, I see the Nickelodeon resort in Punta Cana, and they also have a new one in Mexico, but from what I was seeing, the price difference was absolutely insane. The Mexico Nickelodeon resort was much more expensive because it's newer, maybe the region of the world it's in as well. Not really sure, but the Punta Cana one really caught my eye in terms of pricing and the reviews that other people shared about the resort. So let's talk about where I booked this. I booked our stay on booking.com. That is my favorite hotel site to book my hotels through. So when I came across the Nickelodeon Resort in Punta Cana on booking.com, at the time that we traveled, we paid $1,741 for 4 nights, and we stayed in the Deluxe King Suite. That's the name of the room that we booked. So when we first arrived to the property, I believe check-in is about 3 o'clock, 3 or 4 p.m. When we arrived, our room was not ready yet. So we went to check in. The hotel staff was very, very friendly. They have a really tight ship that they run. So when you arrive, the hotel staff will take your bags and then they'll hold them for you until it's time to transport them to the hotel because the property is huge. So they will be transporting them on golf carts, things of that nature. The staff told us that while we were waiting, we should go and just grab food, go and get lunch, then come back, and then our room should be ready. So we headed off to the restaurant, which again, the property is huge. So they give you like a big map for you to be able to look at and find out where you are to where you're trying to go. And if you see staff along the way, they'll definitely help you get there as well, because if it is so far and you want to just take a golf cart, they have little stops around the property, like bus stops, where you can just stand and they'll come around, they'll get you, and they'll take you to where it is that you're trying to go. So that was like the first thing that I noticed that I really, really liked. I love that they had a really tight system, and I loved how helpful everyone was. The property is so well taken care of and so beautiful. The restaurant that we first went to that was open for lunch at that time, and by the way, all food, all drinks is included in the package. It is all board included, at least the reservation that I booked on booking.com. So we went to the restaurant. It's like a buffet style. So we chose a seat, and this restaurant is kind of overlooking the beach area. It was just so gorgeous, you guys. You can see the beach, you can see the palm trees, you can see the ocean. I was in love from the moment we stepped onto this property, to be honest. So we had the food. The food was good. I mean, this was the first, like, it was buffet style. So you know what to expect from buffet style. So I wouldn't say that it was great, but it definitely was good. And it was even better because it was included in our overall price and I did not have to spend any more money. When I booked our stay through booking.com, we did not choose the option to have transport through the hotel or through booking.com. I booked our transport through Viator.com, which is typically where I book all of my airport transfers from. It was slightly cheaper that way. And I know sometimes people are more safe booking things through the hotel. So by all means, do what makes you comfortable. But I booked our transport through Viator.com and it was a great experience. They were there on time. They got us to the resort safely and everything was great. One thing I do have to mention that this was a surprise to my son. He loves surprises. So although he knew we were traveling somewhere for his birthday, he did not know where we were going or where we were staying. He knew no details. So when we got to the airport in Punta Cana, traveling from Chicago, that's where we came from, we arrived and it was just normal. We got in our transport truck. He fell asleep in the car from the airport to the Nickelodeon resort, which, if I'm not mistaken, was about a 45-minute to an hour drive. So it wasn't super far, but not super close. So my son fell asleep. He woke up as we were arriving to the property where you see the big Nickelodeon sign. So as you can imagine, he was just over the moon excited. He was just like, Nickelodeon Resort. He was so excited. It was like the biggest joy as a mom to like see that look on his face, and he was just so excited.
You took me to a Nickelodeon place?
Yeah. Let's get back to once our room actually did become available. So as we were shown our room, we opened up the door. It was a really spacious room. It was just the two of us, me and my son. I can imagine it would get a little bit tighter if it were maybe a family of 3 or 4. Still enough room because you have the couch area, you have the a large bed, and then the bathroom is pretty large as well. And one thing I did love about the bathroom was that there was a separate area if you were using the toilet, and there's a door there, and then there's a separate area for the shower. So if someone needed to use the bathroom while someone else is in the shower area or washing their hands, it's very private. You still can be taking your shower in private, and moms, dads, parents, you guys know what I mean. You can be using the bathroom. Your kid needs to, they just always need something when you're trying to have a moment. The sink area was actually really spacious as well. It didn't feel at all like we didn't have enough room for our toiletries or to sit out things that we needed frequently. So I loved how spacious the bathroom was. The balcony as well was super, super spacious. There were 2 separate areas for seating, one on the left and one on the right. So if it were a larger family in that room, I believe that people could still be really comfortable because there's a lot of places for people to sit and be comfortable and not be on top of each other. The TV was big, and there were a lot of course, Nickelodeon channels on the TV. We love that. My son is obsessed with SpongeBob, so he absolutely adored being able to watch SpongeBob every day or watch other Nickelodeon shows. So that was awesome. One of my favorite things about staying on this property was, one, room service. So if you don't want to go out to dinner, you don't have to pay an additional charge to have room service to come to your room if you guys have spent all day out in the sun, playing at the little water park or on the beach or in the pool, and you just want to hang out in your room. They'll bring the food to you, and you do not have to leave your room, and you do not have to have an extra charge on your bill. That was one of my favorite things. The water park, let me just kind of go back to that for a second. My son was just in love. He wanted to go to that water park every moment of every day. As soon as we woke up, it was all about breakfast and going straight to that water park. And I loved that for him because it was so much room. There's lifeguards everywhere. It feels really safe. There's like a lazy river that goes around it as well. And they have like little tubes that you can sit in. The attention to detail was so amazing at this resort. And again, everything was kept so clean. I had no complaints about the cleanliness of the property or being able to just feel like I was comfortable at all times. I would say, and I don't even get to say this often as a mom of a young child, I felt just as at ease as my son did. I felt just as like relaxed as my son had enough fun for himself. And that is really hard to accomplish on a kid trip because typically, well, I'll speak for myself, what makes my son happy does not give me what I'm looking for vacation vibes. I like relaxation, I like quiet time, I like seclusion. He loves to be around all the kids, all the people, all the noise because he's a kid, obviously. So I would say that this resort gave me the best of both worlds. Another great thing that I loved was that they have a kids club here at this resort where you can sign your kid up to be like with a babysitter for a couple of hours if you want to do an activity outside of the resort, or if you just want to have a day at the beach just with you and your partner or with you and whoever you traveled with. In my case, I was by myself, so I dropped my son off at the kids club, and if I'm not mistaken, it was about $16 an hour to have him be there with a babysitter who was watching after him for a couple of hours while I went to go and get a massage and just have some time alone. And let me tell you guys, they were so sweet. They even told me, like, okay, if you sign him up for 2 hours with a babysitter, the other 2 hours we have like free time play where kids are able to come in and just, communicate with and commune with other kids. And that's free. So while they could have let me pay for 2 additional hours where I was already paying for the two, they were nice enough to let me know that the other 2 hours that I wanted him to be there, because it was 4 hours in total, that they would be free. And all I had to do was come back after 2 hours and sign him in so that he could stay for those additional 2 hours. So I was able to get 4 hours, only two paid for. And this property, you guys, they not only have a spa, they have a garden area. Like, I was able to just sit in the garden area, lay out in the sun, and no one else was in the garden when I was there. So I was literally the only person in the garden during the duration of the time I was there. And I was able to record some content. I was able to get some drone footage. I was able to just sit and hear absolutely nothing. And do you guys know how exciting that was? So having that one moment to myself in all of this was so necessary. I probably paid like $150 to have like an hour massage, full body. And you, even when you pay for that service, you get to go into the sauna that's included. You get to kind of just lay in like the pool area that's inside of the spa area, and it's just so tranquil and so beautiful. They're playing soft meditation music. You get like cucumber water or lemon water that they already have set up in the spa area for you. It was everything. Getting back to the resort itself and how we loved it, or how much we loved it. So every night they had different themes as well on the property. So we were able to find, like, after dinner in like the area where all the restaurants are. And by the way, you do need to just sign up for what restaurant you're going to, so that way they know that you're coming and that there's availability, because there can be a lot going on the property. So you can always call guest services and sign up for the restaurant that you want to try that night. After dinner, you can go and get ice cream. You can just kind of sit in the courtyard area where other people are either watching videos, and they'll have like different movies showing in the courtyard area. They have bouncy houses for the kids to play in. So there's literally always something to do. If you travel to this resort, you literally don't have to leave the property in order to have a good time. We only left the property one time to do an activity. We booked through Viator.com and we went to Monkeyland, where they have so many of the cutest little monkeys. And it's such a cute experience for children and adults alike. So it's a great activity for anyone. We were able to get great videos and great pictures. They do take pictures of you there as well. They have a professional photographer and they'll do that for you. Try to make sure that you leave any large cameras or anything like that. Any valuables you want to leave inside of the area that they tell you to leave them in. You can purchase lockers to put your belongings in before you go into the area with the animals, with the monkeys. And of course, you can bring your phone. I think that's the only thing they do allow you to bring. So no keys. They even told me to like take out certain jewelry on my body, because they don't want the monkeys to like snatch anything out or hurt anyone. So you have to leave all of your valuables and belongings in the office area where you debrief about, I'm sorry, where they give you like safety stuff before you go out into the area with the animals. Like I said before, you do not have to leave the resort if you don't want to, but if you do, Monkeyland would be a great choice for you and your family if you're looking for an activity to do off of the property. One thing I will say is to watch out for the blue crabs, okay? We had a crab in our room, and I just remember hearing little like clink, 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 clink. Like one night we were sleeping, and then I just would hear in the middle of the night some like little legs moving. And then we found out that there was a blue crab in our room that had made its way to our room from the beach. I don't know how, but I had to call the guest services so that they can come and remove the crab from our room, which they did, and they removed him without having to hurt him. They took him back to the beach and released him. So just watch out for the blue crabs, honey. How was the food? I would say I would give the food a 7.5 out of 10. Now, like I said before, there are 5 restaurants or so on the property, and depending on the restaurant that you go to, the food will fluctuate. They have pizza, they have chicken, they have salad bars, they have pretty much all kinds of cuisine that you can think of, they're going to have. They also have a hibachi restaurant. They have specialty restaurants as well as like they had a sushi restaurant. There was so many options for food on that property. We didn't get to try them all. Most of the time we just went to like the buffet style places, the main dining halls that we can get into, because my son just wanted to play from morning till night. And I would definitely say just over across the board, the food would get a 7.5 from me. The experience, though, the experience at the Nickelodeon Resort in Punta Cana would be a 10 out of 10, you guys. I am not even joking with you. I would go to that resort again for sure, without a doubt. I think that it was priced appropriately. I think that what you get for what you're paying for was really, really worth it, in my opinion. Like, I loved that resort, and so did my son. And I it's just really hard to make both me and my son happy. And this is one of those moments where we both got exactly what we needed. And I did not feel like my money was a waste at all. So if you're thinking about going to the Punta Cana resort, go. Okay. From my mouth to your ears, go. That is my review of the Nickelodeon Resort in Punta Cana. Please let me know if you have any additional questions that I did not address in this video. And please let me know if you've gone to this resort before. What was your experience like? Share that in the comments so that other people watching this video can see different viewpoints or different perspectives. And also, please follow me on other socials so that we can connect there as well. I have a TikTok, I have a Instagram, and I would love to connect with you guys off of YouTube as well. And thank you so much for watching. I will see you in either my next review or my next video here on my channel. Thank you again. Have a great day. Bye.